Hi, I'm Marty Nemko. Today, a number of books and gurus urge us to be a badass, aggressive, tough, even intimidating. But a case can be made for being a good ass. A core psychological tenet is that rewarding the positive yields more long-lasting change than does punishment. So, being a badass may yield immediate compliance for fear of further retribution, but in the long run, it's likely to yield antipathy, sabotage, even firing. Here are the key ingredients to being a good ass. Surrender some agency. There's no need to be a doormat, but allowing others some control increases their self-esteem, their performance, their happiness, and their commitment to you. For example, before jumping in with your suggestion, you might try, "What do you think we should do?" Be modest. It's tempting to be self-aggrandizing, if only subtly, for example, by name-dropping, using big words, taking disproportionate credit. And self-aggrandizement is understandable. Such self-promotion makes you feel good and, you hope, elevates you in other people's minds. Alas, too often self-aggrandizement has the opposite effect. Why? Because most of us want to feel good about ourselves, and when someone tries to elevate themselves, we may feel worse in comparison. Plus, in most American subcultures, self-aggrandizement is disparaged. It's usually wiser to be understated and give due credit to others. You'll likely be perceived more positively and, at least in the long run, have more influence. Another component of the good ass is to argue less. Yeah, even good asses should, as appropriate, disagree. But a rule of thumb is to make your case once, and if your conversation partner disagrees, let it go, or at most make one counter-argument that responds to what he or she said. The odds of additional arguing yielding a positive change are smaller than the odds of creating enmity or making the person feel diminished. This all distills to default to making the other person feel good about him or herself, and more broadly, simply be nice. Let's talk a little bit about overcoming barriers to being a good ass. You may feel that you may fear being taken advantage of if you're a good ass. You certainly can't count on kindness being reciprocated, but per Rakavist, quote, "Kindness is caring for others even when they may not care for you." Especially if you try to maximize your interaction with good asses and minimize your interaction with the bad, when day is done, your life will be better and your contributions greater. Another barrier thing that may keep you from wanting to be a good ass is that we may equate being kind with being foolish. But I am persuaded by Abraham Joshua Heschel's statement, "When I was young, I admired clever people. Now that I'm old, I admire kind people." Two other barriers actually, to feeling like you can be a good ass is we may feel that we're hardwired to not be a kind person. It may help to consider that kindness tends to feed off itself. Be kind just a bit more often, and you'll tend to be kind more often. As philosopher and Presidential Medal of Freedom winner Eric Hoffer wrote, kindness can become its own motive. We are made kind by being kind. And a final barrier to being a good ass is that it can be hard to be kind to certain kinds of people. For example, if you tend to be intolerant of the prepossessing or the self-aggrandizing, it might help to remember Dr. Charles Glassman's truism. Kindness begins with the understanding that we all struggle. The zeitgeist encourages us to be loud and proud badasses. It may be wiser to be a good ass. In any event, I do thank you for watching. I'm Marty Nemko. I welcome your thumbs up and accept your thumbs down. I always look forward to your comments and especially like it if you hit the share button below. Share on your social media so that my efforts can have broader impact. And I am flattered if you choose to subscribe to my channel. In any event, I do thank you for watching. I am Marty Nemko.